I'll also call a few of us to unmute our microphones and share with us. But then you can also put it in the chat box and I'll be really excited to read it out. Okay, so on the screen right now, you see some of our partners who have partnered with us for this webinar. We have Sika FX. Sika FX is one of our partners. It's a safe and Bank of Ghana approved way to send money to Ghana. So if you send or you receive money very often, Sika FX is a secure option. You see the download buttons on the screen, and you can also get the Sika FX app on Google Play Store or the App Store. Also, you can scan the code on the left to join the NHub community. We also have NST, the Negos Hub skill training program, and we are having our 6th cohort on 6th December. And you want to join and get some industry-related skills. We also have Octa Technologies and Grade Run. So in the next 7 minutes, please share the link to your friends and tell them that we have begun. And exactly at 5 p.m., we will begin. Thank you. Hey, good evening once again. For those of us who just joined, you are welcome to the Entrepreneurs Launchpad. And please have told us that we can share the link to our friends and tell them that we have begun. In the meantime, I'd like to hear from some of you what you're expecting from this evening's session. So, Bernard Yadu, good evening. Please, what are your expectations for this evening's session?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. So, a lot, but top two priorities is that at the end of this session, as the topic says, I will get to know some fundamental legalities that I have to set in place to build a solid entrepreneurial journey. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I really hope that by the end of the webinar, your expectations will be met. Please, if you want to share your expectations with us, you can kindly just raise your hand and I'll call you. Daniel Ewusi, would you mind sharing your expectations with us as well? Hi, Daniel. Okay, seems Daniel can't hear me. Ezekiel Nyemasem.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. How are you doing?
Hello, please, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay,
Kindly,
thank you for the.
yes, you're welcome. Kindly go ahead. Your expectations for this evening's webinar.
Oh, okay. I'm also expecting to know more about entrepreneurship and the things I'm supposed to put in place in order to make sure my business stand out.
Right, right. Thank you for sharing. I hope you have a good time here. I think when Ezekiel was
Okay.
speaking, someone also wanted to speak. iPhone. Please, were you speaking? Okay. It's 4:59. I'm going to take the last person and then we begin. Lenny. Hi, Lenny.
Hello,
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I'm good. Can you kindly share your expectations for this evening's session with us?
Okay, so at the end of the webinar, I'm hoping to learn some things or um, get some advice or some things I need to do in order to sustain a business or in order to start a business. Yes, those are the things I would like to. I'm expecting right now.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really hope that by the end of this session, your expectations would have been met.
Okay,
It's
thank
exactly
you.
five. Yes, you're welcome. Good evening once again, everyone. You're welcome to the Entrepreneurs Launchpad. Before you start, legalities and lessons. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. And before we begin, I'd like to take the opening prayer from Bernard Yedu.
All right, you're praying. So, our gracious Father, we thank you for this gathering. We thank you for the ability to meet and to share lessons to make us excel in all that we do. You are our God, and we are yours, Lord. Grant us understanding, equip our speakers to share more deeper insights. And at the end, glory and honor will be to your name. This and many more we ask through our Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Bernard Yedu. And so right into it, I'd like to call the founder of Negos Hub, Mr. Abednego Ehurain, to give us the purpose of this gathering.
Okay, thank you very much, Emanuela. Thank you so much for taking over. Once again, I would want to say you are all welcome to this evening's session. Please, I hope I'm very audible.
Yes, please.
Okay. So once again, you are welcome. Please, if you've not shared the link, kindly share it with your colleagues, okay? Because this is going to be, a transformative session with our speakers. So I wouldn't want anyone to miss. And this session is going to be our last monthly webinar for the year 2025. And so you don't have to miss anything, okay? So let us all try our best to get our pens and notepads ready, jot down all the insights that will be shared from our speakers, and then please again ask all the questions you want to ask when it comes to this subject. I would also want to encourage all of us to stay active, participate in whatever we are going to do this evening, and make sure that you go home having all the nuggets they would share with you. Thank you very much, and I would want to say a very big thank you to all our speakers for joining us. I would say that all the best, and we are all ready to learn from you. Thank you very much. Ella, take over.
Thank you too, Mr. Abednego. So this evening's webinar is going to be divided into two parts, as some of us may already know. We have a panel discussion and a presentation, and the panel discussion will be coming first. And we have planner Jennifer Owusu-Afriyie to moderate the panel discussion. And just to introduce her, planner Jennifer Owusu-Afriyie is a highly experienced professional in planning, monitoring, and evaluation at the Ghana Standards Authority. She has over 8 years of experience in policy planning, project management, research, and M&E, and her work has contributed greatly to standardization and product development at the authority. Jennifer has worked in different sectors, including Noble Dream Financial Services, KNUST, and Komfo Anokye Teaching Hospital. So she brings a really rich and diverse perspective. She's also a member of major professional bodies such as the Commonwealth Association of Planners, the Institute of Directors Ghana, the Projects Management Institute, and the Young African Leaders Initiative. Beyond that, she serves as a 2-term project director and board member of the Rotary Club, Accra North Kaneshie. Academically, she holds an MSc in Development Policy and Planning, a BSc in Planning from KNUST, UK diplomas in Financial and Business Management, and a French diploma from Alliance Française. Please, let's welcome our moderator, planner Jennifer Owusu-Afriyie, with a round of reactions.
Okay, thank you very much, MC. It's a privilege to be hosting this conversation. So let's get right into it. Okay, good evening, everybody. This evening, we are privileged to have 3 powerful speakers, which I would like to introduce to you. So first of all, we have Ms. Theresa Nakwe, occupation entrepreneur, communication strategist. Ms. Theresa Nakwe, affectionately known as Lady Thes, is an entrepreneur and a communication strategist with a wealth of experience spanning over 6 years in logistics, communication, and administration. A graduate of UNIMAC, formerly Ghana Institute of Journalism. She holds a BSc in Communication Studies with a major in Public Relations. As co-founder of Swiftblog Enterprise, Lady Tess has demonstrated her entrepreneurial spirit, expertise in logistics and communication. She also serves as an auto sales associate, showcasing her versatility and passion for sales and marketing. In addition to her professional pursuits, Lady Tess is a makeup artist aiming to enhance the beauty of women with her creative touch. She firmly believes that knowledge is leverage and having the right information can take you far. Lady Tess, if you are here, can you give us a virtual acknowledgement, please? Okay, so I move on to the second speaker is Mr. Emmanuel Titus Pra. Mr. Emmanuel Titus Pra is a dynamic renewable energy professional, social entrepreneur, and youth development advocate committed to driving Africa's transition towards clean and inclusive growth. He is the founder and CEO of Healthy Bites, a campus-based bakery enterprise pioneering therapeutic bread recipes such as coconut, moringa, and tiger nut bread, and producing gluten-free flour to promote healthier, accessible food options for students and local communities. Mr. Emmanuel is also the co-founder of Corian Renewables and Sustainability Hub, where he leads the design and implementation of renewable energy projects and climate education programs for young people. As a solar PV engineer, he's contributed to major national installations, including the 16.8 megawatt Hellos Grid Tide solar plant in Tema and commercial systems for MTN Data Center and Fan Mill Ghana. He holds a first-class BSc in agricultural engineering and is pursuing an MPhil in renewable energy technologies at KNUST. His expertise spans solar project development, carbon accounting, climate change, sustainable design, and community-centered innovation. With training from GIZ, Total Energies, Queen's University, and the University of Michigan, a MasterCard Foundation Scholar, UNDP Youth Innovator Award winner, and youth mentor, Emmanuel blends servant leadership, design thinking, and empathy to create solutions that empower communities and inspire the next generation of African changes. And thirdly, we have Mr. Wise von Dankwa, founder and chief executive officer, Sika FX. Wise von O. Dankwa is the founder and chief executive officer of Sika FX, a UK-based money service business, delivering secure, fast, and compliant cross-border payment solutions between UK and Africa. With a strong drive for innovation and financial inclusion, he is leading Sika FX mission to simplify international transfers for individuals, businesses, and African diaspora. Under his leadership, Sika FX has grown from concept to regulated MSB with a user base of 700 customers, a compliant operational framework, and a growing footprint connecting the UK to Ghana and Nigeria. Wiseman oversees the company's strategic direction, regulatory compliance, stakeholder partnerships, and future expansion into advanced fintech services, including open banking, digital wallets, and merchant aggregation. A passionate entrepreneur with experience across finance, operations, and technology-enabled services, Wiseman combines analytical thinking with a practical approach to building scalable systems. His leadership style emphasizes transparency, risk management, customer trust, and robust compliance, a foundation that has positioned Sika FX as a credible and emerging player in UK high-risk remittance sector. A proud alumnus of St. Peter's Senior High School, he remains committed to community development, technology adoption, and supporting young people through mentorship and opportunity creation, driven by belief that trusted financial services can transform lives and economies. Wiseman continues to steer Sika FX towards becoming a leading African-focused fintech brand with global standards. So once again, I welcome all the panelists to this session. Hello.
Thank you.
Am I audible? Yes, okay.
Hello, Miss Jennifer. Yes, you're audible.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we start with the panel discussions. We want to know more. You want us to tell us more about what your organization do. So we start with Ms. Teresa Nakwe.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Ms. Teresa.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
I'm very grateful, especially to the organizers of this webinar, so Mr. Abednego, for giving me this opportunity to share my personal and professional experience with your esteemed audience. So I'm the co-founder of Swift Log Enterprise, and we are into freight forwarding, of which most people will term it as clearing agents. We are into import and clearing of goods and vehicles at Tema ports. We also source cars from Japan, US, and Canada. We are also into the sales of cars, and we assist with any information concerning port processes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Emmanuel Titus Fra.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm Emmanuel Titus Pra, and I also want to express my profound gratitude to the organizers for this event. So when it comes to Etibyte Ghana, we are focused on healthy bakery products. We have a mission to empower local farmers, make sure that whatever bakery product that you get is very healthy. Now we work with recent graduates and university students with a goal to empower them economically and also help them with skills. We have coconut bread, we have moringa bread, we have cassava bread. We also have a mission of getting gluten-free flour on the market. So basically, that is what we do at Healthy Bites Ghana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Engineer Wiseman.
Yes, thank you very much. I would want to thank Abednego and his team for this wonderful platform. I'm Wiseborn, and I'm the co-founder of Sika FX. What we do is we help people move money across borders. It's basically that's what we do. I think I'll get the opportunity to explain much more. But we are regulated in UK, and then we've got Bank of Ghana's approval in Ghana, and we've got an aggregator model to transmit money to other corridors within Africa. So that's basically what we do. I think in a nutshell, that's it.
Right. Okay, so we move on. Could each of you share the single biggest motivator that pushed you from having a job to starting your own venture? And do you regret taking this path?
Okay. I think I got to UK after my national service. That was a long time ago. And I know those days I had to send money and I had to use a lot of MoneyGram and Western Union to help support friends and family back at home. And then I realized all the money was going into them. These are not Ghanaian companies. Later, there were other brands on the market. We had Tap Tap and we've got World Remit. And I realized that we send billions from people in the diaspora, expat immigrants in UK, America, and all those places. All the money we send, the companies that facilitate the money, none of them are Africans. It's our money, and we don't benefit. It just happened. I was just having a chat with a friend, and like, what is all these monies that we send? None of them comes to us. We don't benefit on anything. That was just like, it changed everything. And we realized that no, we need to do something about this. We need to also start a process where we will be in the game. We would also be able to send our money from our own platform to our own people and then be able to share the benefits with our people. So for me, that was the motivation, to be able to have a Ghanaian stroke African owned remittance business that direct the process and bring the proceeds back home. Thank you.
And do you have regrets taking that path?
Oh, it hasn't been easy, to be honest with you. I wouldn't say regret. I don't regret it. To be honest with you, I am an engineer. I am a chartered engineer. So once somebody will say, why do you leave engineering to go to finance? I've always had passionate about finance. But to be honest with everybody here, and I enjoy doing this than what I did enjoy doing engineering. Although it's so easy to work on a site and do the construction part. It's very easy. With this remittance business, it's not easy at all. But it's worth it. And I think the challenge of every day being different and every scenario being different, you got to think fast on your feet. You got to change the plan. You got to innovate. You got to deal with people. You got to manage the process. I think it's worth it. It's worth it. That's what I would say.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Mr. Titus, we'd like to hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I have always known that I would take a different path. Way back grade 2, I started selling. So I'll tie needle, then I'll sell it to my classmates. That was done illegally because it was prevented. There was a policy that you cannot sell in class. So that's where my passion started for selling. As time went on, I realized that I also had, whenever I see a problem, I would really want to solve it and make money out of it. So right from childhood, I knew that, no, I would do something on my own. Fast forward, when I graduated, I had an opportunity to work with about 3 renewable energy companies, but all on contract level. Currently, I work with another company, but it's part-time. So I've really not had a permanent job to quit to start entrepreneurship. But I've really done a lot of initiative. I feel that a lot of businesses, it is the healthy bite that now produce cash flow. To focus on the healthy bite, the reason I started was I saw that when I came to campus, my second to third day, I took in bread and I had constipation. So I was looking for a better alternative. As a result, I decided to experiment with different recipes, and that idea was born. Now, the part that do I regret taking this part? Yes, that I will not say I regret that I am taking the path of entrepreneurship, but I would say that sometimes it really gets tough, but it's worth it. Days like when expenses are too much, you see that you have a huge sums of money in your account, and within some few weeks, you have to spend everything, get stocks and all that, and you are broke. There are times you see that you have a lot of stock, but sales are very low and all that. But even on the 12 days, the 12th time, I love the journey because people benefit from the work that we do. And I normally use the stories of the students that we work with. Some are working with us. As a result, they're able to pay their school fees. They're able to pay for their hostel fees and all that. And that gives us joy even on our 12 days. And it's worth it. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Na?
Okay. So for me, I would say there are a few factors that actually motivated me to start my own business. And two major factors that I would name is that rejection and the desire to meet the demands of my customers, of which most of them are now clients. After SHS, I moved to Accra to live with an auntie. I think within a couple of months, I realized that I wanted to do something for myself. So I have to move back to Tema and decided to do something. Now I started working at the port. I had three companies previously that I worked with. And I realized that some of my employers were not treating me fairly. And so I decided to quit and start my own business. But there were so many setbacks. And I started talking to a few friends that I know they have aunties and uncles and mom and dad in positions. So I reached out to them. Can you help me secure a job at your mom's company? Can you help me secure a job at your auntie's company? And they'll come back with excuses. So I realized that no, they were not willing to help. So I needed to do something. Fast forward in 2019, a friend introduced me to a supplier from Japan who happens to be a shipper. And I purchased a car from him. So when I purchased the car, it's one of these Uber cars that we see around. The initial intention was to use the car for personal purposes, not to sell it. So I got the car and I started using it. I later spoke to my friend and asked her to inquire from the man if he has people at the Tema port clearing his goods for him. And he said yes. We gave him a proposal. He rejected it. He said, no, I already have people doing this for me, so I wouldn't need your services. So I told my friend that we have to make inquiry. Those people working for him. Let's see. Unfortunately for me, our industry is a very competitive one. And so you find yourself competing with other freight forwarders. So we spoke to him. We asked him to give us a quote. And we realized that the amount of money that would require to clear his items for him is a bit on the high side than the other people working for him earlier. So I spoke to a couple of people that I know. Thank God for relationship and network. I spoke to some stakeholders that I know at the port, and they were able to help me navigate my way around it. And we were able to give him a reasonable quote. And at the end of the day, he gave us the contract. So that was how we started with the clearing side of the business. Now to the car sales. When I bought my first car, the initial intention, like I stated earlier, was not to sell it, but was to use it for personal purposes. And whenever I drive around, I see people approaching me and ask me, "Are you selling the car? Is it for sale?" I'm like, "No, this car is not for sale. It's my personal car." And then there was no for sale sticker on the car, but you have people approaching you and asking you, "Are you selling it?" So I sat down and thought about it. And I was like, now I have the opportunity clearing some of these cars. They come through us. So if I sell the car, I'll be able to make a profit out of it. And at the same time, getting another car to sell wouldn't be a problem for me. So what do I have to do? I sold that car and I decided to buy another car. So eventually it became a pattern. I sell, I make profit, I save the profit, and then I use the capital to buy another one and resell. So it kept happening. And today, for the past 6 years now, we are still in business. And we are not only selling Uber cars, but we are selling luxury cars as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we move on. There's a common saying, ideas are cheap, execution is everything. So from your experiences, what do you know if an idea, how do you know if an idea is truly worth pursuing? And what are the first concrete steps to move from idea to execution?
I think you wouldn't know whether an idea will work or not. To me, what is important is the passion and the desire to succeed. You see, there could be one idea. Everybody sees cars around. Everybody sends money. Everybody eats. But if I want to have a passion, or I feel that I need to provide a better money transfer service, and I think that I can make an impact in that area, I have that passion, I have that desire to make it work. And I think that is the most important thing. When you have that passion, when you believe so much in that idea, and you are 100% committed to that idea, and you want that idea to succeed, to me, that idea will succeed. That will determine how much commitment you put to it. That will determine how much resource you will put to it. That will determine how much research you will put into it. So it has to be something you believe in and something that you convince in your heart of hearts that this will work. And I think if you are convinced and you are that determined, no matter what will come to you on your way, no matter what cash flow problems, no matter how many rejections you get on the way, no matter how many friends will tell you, oh, so many people are doing it, it won't work. No matter what comes your way, that determination, that burning heart desire will succeed. That's my take on that.
Okay. Miss La, your take.
All right, so I think just like Mr. Emmanuel said earlier, ideas are very easy to come by, but I think the hard part is that you waking up every day and trying to shape them into reality. You know when an idea is truly worth pursuing, when the passion to pursue that particular dream is bigger than the fear of failure. When I came back from Accra and decided to do something, I was working with my former employers, sorry. And when I decided to work on my own, I had this fear. Will I succeed? Is it going to work? But there was a particular thing that was driving me to pursue that. Even when we took over from the other agent that were previously working for our shipper, we were still asking ourselves those questions. Is it going to work out for us? And we started having challenge along the line Sometimes you give him a quote and then he gives you the money. You start working and you realize that the money cannot even take care of everything that is involved. So there will be setbacks, and sometimes things may not go your way. And you have a whole lot of questions asking yourself, like, is this worth pursuing? So yes, ideas are very cheap, but you waking up every day, doing your best, trying to bring that particular idea into fruition is what matters the most. What is motivating you? And two major things that I feel makes an idea truly worth pursuing is when it solves a problem and when it has the potential for growth and impact. For my case, I had a car. Initially, the intention was not to sell it or start a car business, but I had people coming to me asking me, do you want to sell it? I'm offering you this for this particular car, this amount. Are you willing to sell it? And all of that. And I realized there was a problem. There was a void, so I needed to fill it. And I sold the car, and it has been like that till today. And when you realize that it has potential for growth and impact, you ask yourself, in the next 10 to 5 to 10 years, what are you envisioning? Whatever you are doing now, how is it going to look like in the next 5 years? I started with the car sales in 2019, and it's been 6 years now, and the business is still moving. We are doing better than we used to. And when it comes to impact, as entrepreneurs, we contribute greatly to a nation's economy. I mean, when individuals create businesses and employ people to work with, it reduces the rate of unemployment. The government alone cannot do it all. So these job opportunities that we create intends to be like a source of livelihood for these people we employ that we work with. And some of these employees have people depending on them. So the opportunity serves as a form of livelihood for them and their dependents. Thank you. And I think there's another part of the question that says that the first concrete steps to move ideas into execution.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say, as a business person, before you execute any idea that you have, you would have to check your SMART objective first. You have to look at the long-term goal. What am I seeking to achieve with what I'm doing? You have your SMART objectives. Is this business idea measurable? Can I achieve what I want to achieve? Is it realistic? Is it time-bound? And you define your goals. You clarify what you want to achieve at the long run. And research is very paramount. You have to research. You have to scan your environment. You have to scan the market, identify your target market, and then their position. Because in doing this, it helps you to tailor your marketing strategies to meet their needs and preference. And you go ahead and take action. So I think that's all I have to say for question 3. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so to add something to what has already been said, I'll look at it from. Hello, please, am I audible?
Yes, please, you are.
Yeah. So I'll look at it from my first business that I started on campus. It was an e-commerce platform. We spent a lot of money into creating the website, a very good website. We had a very strong team, but along the line, we had to, pause for a while because we realized that we did not do a very good market research. And even the people that we're targeting, we were looking at student vendors, students who were selling on campus. But these students were using social media for their businesses. And though at that time, people were having issues with scammers and all that. After losing a lot of money on that business, I learned a very good lesson, which is research. So when the idea of this therapeutic bread and all that came in, the first thing I did was to contact a lecturer at the food science department at KNUST to get the permission to start experimenting with our recipes at their labs. So how do you know an idea is worth pursuing? Do you have the resources in terms of knowledge, in terms of money, in terms of time? You cannot have all the three at the same time. Know the one that you have. If you know the one that you have, then you know the one that you are lacking. Then you find out how are you going to get, if you have only one, which is knowledge, how are you going to get the remaining two? If you are young, you will definitely have time, so you can get the knowledge. But maybe you don't have money. How are you going to get money? Then you look at it. If that question is solved, then you look at it. At Monday, every Monday morning, if you are to solve that problem that you are going to look solutions for, if you are to solve it every Monday morning, are you going to be happy doing it when the passion, the interest, the motivation has faded away? Are you going to wake up 3 a.m. at dawn when a customer needs your service? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it for like 10 years, even if you are not seeing a lot of results? Are you going to do it? You have to look at all, you have to ask yourself all those questions, and you kickstart. Ideas are cheap, and I believe ideas are cheap. Those who take the bold action and move forward, even though they are not seeing all the picture, they are the ones who will win. Our first coconut bread recipe was very terrible, but today people taste our bread. We've had some of our customers sending bread to UK, Germany, all because they want their family out there to taste it. But our first recipe was very terrible, but we decided to take an action. So know yourself, know the resources you have, the one that you lack, and seek the one that you lack, and take a bold action. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. So, what is one piece of advice you would give your younger self about the mental and emotional shifts required in this entrepreneurship journey? And were there any personal sacrifices you hadn't anticipated?
I think in terms of Sika effects, what's probably in my younger self, starting up the whole process, passionate about sending money and be part of the process of, although we did some research, we didn't realize the complexity of the whole fintech ecosystem. Because if you want to deal with money, there is the issue of KYC, there is the issue of having regulatory license from the UK Financial Conduct Authority and the Bank of England. And then even as simple as securing a bank account. So we start with the registration, and you do all that sort of thing, which our research shows we got to do all these things, and you got to apply for the licenses. You apply for all those licenses, and then you realize, oh, in Ghana, I will also need approval from Bank of Ghana. And it's not so easy. So probably to my younger self, like Emmanuel said, although I've raised this about passion, being passionate about the idea and all that, you do the research, talk more to people in the industry. But then that also becomes a problem, because people in the industry, sometimes when you want to talk to them, you want to go into the market they are in, they give you some information, but not the full information. So in terms of Sika effects, the only thing that probably I'll say to my younger self is the regulatory environment to be able to get the business on a sound legal footing. so that you'll be able to deal with money, to be able to have access to simple thing like a bank account. Because in UK, they will classify money transfer business in the same way as they classify gambling and other high risk business. So you wouldn't qualify for a normal bank. To get a bank account, you have to pay for it. And then you come to Ghana, and the Bank of Ghana will say, oh, we need a 3-year audit account. In Ghana, every business produces an audit account. But in UK, if you're a small business, you are not allowed to, you can choose not to have your account audited. So you look at the regulatory environment, part of the research, and then be able to fashion out how to move the business in this direction. It all boils back to the research, but as much and good research that we did, you wouldn't get all those information. So to my younger self, do more research and talk to people in the industry so that you don't get blockers that hold you down for a longer period of time. And of course, when blockers do come in, as an entrepreneur, as a business, you should realize that there's going to be costs. There's going to be a lot of frustrations. So that's my little point on what I'll say to my younger self on that.
Okay, thank you. Miss Na, we would like to hear from you.
Okay, so I think the advice that I'll give to my younger self is that you cannot do it all alone. And building upon your emotional intelligence and people skills is very important, because if you are able to control yourself when it comes to issues of concern, you are able to make a very reasonable decision. You see people, you tell people, I have my own business, I'm managing my own thing, and they are very excited for you. They are like, oh, I wish I'm doing the same thing, or I wish to be in your shoes. But being a business owner, I mean, it comes with a whole lot of setbacks and challenges. There are instances where you would want to quit. I think my co-panelists can attest to this fact. There are days where you would want to quit, you would want to draw back, but you look at yourself and then you ask yourself, what am I seeking to achieve in the long term? And mastering the art of people skills is very, very, very important. One piece of advice that I'll give to my younger self, because you have clients that you are working with. Some of these clients were customers, and along the line, they became clients. And you have to know how to react to, relate to each and every one. How a client A is going to react to a particular issue is different from how client B is going to react to that same issue. So when you know them, you know how to relate to them. And in doing that, you're able to create a lasting relationship. And so I will also say that I'll tell my younger self to have integrity as well. Integrity is very paramount in dealing with people, especially in business where you have partners. It's very paramount, because having integrity goes a long way for you. And I think the second part of question 4 says, if there were any sacrifice I anticipated. Yes, there were a couple of sacrifices anticipated along the line. When we started working for this shipper in Japan, the money that he was giving us to clear a whole consignment wasn't enough. Sometimes we end up clearing a whole consignment and we don't even get paid at all, because you are supposed to work within the money that has been given to you, because you had other people competing with. You cannot go back to him and tell him that the money is not enough. And you have people you are also working with assisting you. So at the end of the day, you have to pay them. So when we are done with everything, we end up giving them our own money. and we don't get anything from it at all. So that's one sacrifice that I encountered along the line. And also with the car sales, I think when I sold my first car, I had to give up on my comfort. Anybody who owns a car here knows the comfort that it brings. I mean, some people will tell you that their car is their second home. They have everything in there. Some people even sleep in their cars. And so when I had to sell my first car to be able to keep the business running, I had to give up on my comfort. I went back to, picking public transport to work and to attend to some of the things that I needed to. So yes, these are some of the sacrifices that I encountered along the line. Thank you.
Okay. So this is what I'll tell my younger self. Entrepreneurship is exciting, but be ready. Some days the business will boom, like you see it, like it's booming, it's growing. And other days, only your girlfriend will buy from you. The biggest emotional shift should be you should be a learner. Your education should not end after school. You should learn, you should absorb knowledge. You should also learn that failure is part of the process. You should love failure even more than you love success. You should also learn that progress is not always visible. And one thing that is dear to my heart is the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. Like I believe that those on the call should really read about it. The Chinese bamboo tree. It gives a lot of meaning into learning to be patient, learning to put in the effort when you are not even seeing visible, progress. Because some progress can be invisible, but you see it when the effort continues. Now, there are sacrifices I didn't expect. You sleep less. There are times I sleep at 2 a.m. and I wake up 4, like 2 hours. And I'll work throughout the day. And someone will see, hey, CEO, hey, CEO. That's all that they see. But your eyes are red. I'll tell my younger self that you have less sleep. You have more responsibilities. I was working on one project in Tama, and I was getting like 4,000 a month. And we go to work around 8. We'll start work around 9. By 4, we started packing our tools. Then we'll go to the company hostel, then we sleep. A lot of time to ourselves, we were being paid good money. I resigned, started something, and a month, my stipend that I was paying myself, I was the boss of the business. The stipend I was paying myself was 400 cedis. From 4,000 a month to 400 cedis. It was terrible. And I will let my younger self know all those things, that they will be calling you CEO, but you could be broke sometimes. Sometimes you'll be broke, yes. And you will see your friends that you completed with doing very well. And if you don't understand timing, if you don't understand that our paths are different, if you don't understand that some people chapters are different, you will really give up easily. You give up easily. You may lack focus and quit. So my younger self would have to know that. But I also tell my younger self that the reward is priceless. You become stronger by doing hard things. You become creative by doing hard things. You become more vulnerable to society by doing hard things. Thank you.
Very much. So lastly, let's talk about money. When should an entrepreneur consider bootstrapping, and when is the right time to seek external funding?
This is a very, very timely, interesting question. Sika FX, I'll use Sika FX as a really good example to this. I started bootstrapping on CKFX with my own income and everything. Got all the approvals, Bank of Ghana, UK, build the app and everything. You see, when you're bootstrapping, it gives you control. It gives me the opportunity to define the ideas in the way I want to, and in the vision and the direction that me and my team has. So I've got control. But of course, I have to look for the money. There were two options. We secure the license, then somebody came. We will take up the license from you, we give you enough money, and you operate under us. It's very good. But at that stage, we couldn't grow. We would have to work in line with the direction and the dictates from the guy who takes the license. Bootstrapping has been very difficult because CKFX, when somebody sends money from UK, they want the money in Ghana instant. When I was younger, when somebody sends you money from UK, you go and you go to the post office those days, or you go to the bank, you queue and you collect the money. Now it's not like that. When somebody sends money, as soon as he gets the text that the money is gone, he expects the person in Ghana to get a notification on his Momo or bank account to receive the money. So there is no room to collect the money and then move the money there. So you need to have money in Ghana so that the transaction can go through. So it makes it very difficult. But what I have learned and what me and my team have learned is that to be able to define the project, to be able to have our stamp on it, we need to build it to a certain level. Bootstrapping, such that we have a good package, the model is tested, the concept is proven, and then we go out there. At current stage, we're trying to get some funds in there. And I know there are a few friends who have started in a different way. They were able to get seed money from when they did the proof of concept with this fintech and all this kind of technical type of stuff. He's able to develop the app. You're able to develop a full concept and prove those concept that it works. You could get seed money and then build it that way. If you are lucky to get that, that is very good. But if you are unable to prove the concept and to get people to believe in that idea at that stage, then you have to look for the money for bootstrap. Somebody will say, but I don't have money to bootstrap. Look, don't make the whole thing too big. You believe and you believe in the concept. Get like our sister said, get like-minded people who can support that your idea. Get technical people who can build the app and help you build your stack and all those things together. And then go small. When you are able to prove the concept, bootstrap it, and you get to a stage where you start making profits. The projections are good. When you put the numbers up and you put those projections up, now you will be talking. Otherwise, if you rush too much for investments, they will come and take the whole thing off you. They will take majority stake. I remember at the stage when we were struggling with funds a little bit, went to somebody and he says, okay, I'll give you the money that you want, but I'm taking 80% of the whole business. So, wow. So these are the kind of stuff that is not easy, but if, like I said earlier, if you believe that your concept is good and you're looking at the numbers and it's going towards the right direction, you can tally on for a little while until you get to that position, and then you can go for full investment. Thank you.
Excited?
Okay. So I'll make it quick. Well, when do you bootstrap? You bootstrap when you are still experimenting. You bootstrap when you are still learning your market. You really don't know how the market really works, that is when you bootstrap. When you've really not proven your concept, the business has not really proven itself in terms of how even the cash flow and everything, you've not really done it yet. That is when you bootstrap. You seek funding not for ideas, but you seek funding when you've seen momentum. So you started, let me use bakery. So you started and you are doing 100 loaves a day. Then all of a sudden you realize that there was a day, like within a month, you are seeing some days you are doing 200 and you are doing 300. So there's some kind of momentum. Then you make plan to seek external investment when the model has worked, when customers are buying, and when the only thing that is stopping your business from growing is money. That is when you seek external investment. In our part of in the part of the world that we are, Africa, Ghana, money, how investors, approach money is not like the US, where their appetite for risks is higher, where someone can give you money to go and explore Mars, even though that idea is not really something that we may see to be very feasible, but people are pumping money in there. So we need to look at all those things, then know when to bootstrap and know when to seek external investment. Let me come in with the last thing. Investors love people who are confident. So sometimes you may not have proven your concept, but if you are able to show a competitor that is really doing the same thing and show that there is a traction, you might get an external investor, but you also have to approach it with clarity and caution. Raise money after learning how to manage the little you have. Otherwise, if you get $1 million, you would waste everything because you've not learned how the market works and even how to manage that business idea. Thank you.
Now, we'd like to hear your take.
Okay, so a lot have been said, and in addition to what has already been shared, I would say that as an entrepreneur, you should consider bootstrapping when the business, requires very low capital. You don't have to seek external funding when you want to start something. It depends on what you are doing. There are businesses that does not require external funding. Maybe you are a lady, you want to start a business by probably selling ladies' lingerie and other things. If you have whatever, you can start with whatever you have. Just like Mr. Emmanuel mentioned earlier, you start with what you have. For instance, I did bootstrapping, and when it comes to the car sales of our business, I funded my first car. I did the funding by myself. It was the clearing side that I had to partner with my friend for us to do it together. Even though it was a huge amount of money as at then, 6 years ago, but I had the funds. So I did it by myself. And I think you can also bootstrap when you want to control the affairs of your business. You want to control the day-to-day activities of your business. And when do you seek external funding? I would say you seek external funding when you want to probably expand your business. So today we have other partners that we are working with. And one of them is one of my bosses that is very dear to me. He realized that we had potential, whatever we were doing had, potential for growth. And so he decided to come on board. And we realized that, let me mention this, if you are someone that You don't want to have people dealing or have people. If you're someone that does not like taking advice, you don't have to. There's no point in going for external funding, because external funding can be in the form of investors, partners, and even loans from banks. And even with these bank loans, you will definitely pay interest. And if you have a partner, you should be willing to let them know whatever is going on. And you should be willing to share your profits. Whatever you are making out from the business, you should be willing to share it with them, because nobody will invest their money with you and not get anything out of it at the end of the day. So when that external funding comes in, when you know that you want to expand the business and you are okay with having other people on board, then you can go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we will take the final submissions from each speaker, and then we take 5 questions from the participants. So final submissions, please.
Okay, I think, look, I would say many young Ghanaians have a lot of ideas. Many young Ghanaians have a lot of side hustles. Don't think that the idea you have and the side hustle that you have cannot become the next big thing. Look, be bold, be ambitious. Don't wait for huge capital. And don't be afraid to step away from 9-to-5 jobs to set up something. Be ambitious. And think that you can be successful in that ambition that you take up. And don't be afraid that it will fail. It could fail. You could fail 10 times. You could get up 10 times. And then the 11th time, you'll be the next big thing in Ghana and in Africa. We need to take up the Black Star. Like, we need to take, as young people, we need to take up the mantle of setting up multi-million businesses in Ghana and leading Africa. And we could do that. We have the ideas. So just be bold, just be confident. There'll be obstacles on your way. But what I would say is that, before I conclude, is that, look, one thing in Ghana is that we have the ideas, but Ghanaians like to copy.
Yeah.
So just take note of that. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. They like to copy. So if somebody wants to copy what you're doing, do it very well. If you have the idea, if you have the logo, just register it. Get trademark. If you go to Register General, they could do those things for you. Register it, get the domain name, secure your idea a little bit, so that when they copy, at least if you need to take somebody on, you can take somebody on. So guard yourself in that sense, that I have the idea, I have the recipe, I have this fintech idea, I want to develop this app. Register it. It's quite easy. You don't need to get any middleman to register your company. You can just go to Register General and do that. To take you some time, but you can get it done. And you can get the logo and everything done. And then it's yours. And then you move on from there. Don't think of big monies. We can do this. And I think, if anything at all, let's move on and let's start something small. But the next time you realize it's moving ahead and becoming the next big thing. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Na.
Okay. So for me, I would say that if you are here listening to us and you have the passion to build something meaningful, I would advise you pursue it. Don't let the fear of failure discourage you. I mean, setbacks and challenges are inevitable in business. So give yourself grace to make mistakes and learn from them. And most importantly, have integrity. Integrity is the foundation upon which trust is built. I've seen businesses collapse because the people involved they lack integrity. You don't know what somebody is doing. There are people you are working with, but those people are taking notice of whatever you are doing. You are dealing with them, your clients, your customers, your partners, and they are taking note of it. You may not know. When you act with integrity, see, it establishes a sense of credibility between whoever you are dealing with. And lastly, I would say that be prayerful. Like, seek for God's guidance through and through. One of the ways to sustain a business is through prayer. You have to include God in every decision that you make concerning your business. It's very important. Thank you.
Okay. So my final was entrepreneurship or trying to create something shouldn't always be about the monetary value. Sometimes you have to also look at the impact that you are going to make in the lives of people. Abednego and the team, I think, started this um, hub somewhere last year. And if you follow them on social media, LinkedIn and all, you could see the impact that they are making in the lives of people. I don't know who had the first idea, but whoever had the original idea, if that person kept it to himself, was afraid, oh, we have a lot of hubs, we have a lot of people organizing webinars, we have a lot of associations organizing trainings and all that, they wouldn't have moved. But today, less than 3 years old, and look at the impact they are making. So we should know that it is not only about monitoring value, we should also look at the impact. Now, it shouldn't be that I want to be my own boss, so you quit your job or you refuse to take on, the 9 to 5. No. Sometimes you can be your own boss and you'll be broke. It's better to be a servant and have food on your table than be a king without anyone serving you and being broke. Entrepreneurship is not for the fearless. It is for those who feel the fear and move anyway. Start small, learn fast, improve quickly. Don't look for perfect conditions. I'm not sure Abednego and the team waited for perfect conditions. I didn't wait for perfect conditions to get all my recipes right before I started. No. The first recipe was terrible, and I repeat, it was terrible. But today, people taste my bread and they would want their family in Namibia, Germany, and all to have our products. If farmers are to wait for perfect weather, they will not even plant. Whatever your dream is, start building it. Start today. Even if you have to, sacrifice certain things, start today. Failure is part of the process. Even after doing everything and you fail, just know that the world will still make room for you and you'll be recognized for the impact you've made. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to our wonderful panelists. So at this moment, we invite.
Sorry, just to add up to what was just said, not everyone is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Some people are meant to do 9 to 5 jobs. And that's okay. Just like you said, you cannot be a servant. Your quote again, you quoted something that you cannot be a servant and something.
Yeah, it's better to be a servant and have food on your table than be a king without food, suffering from hunger. No. Then why are you a king?
Yeah, so that's it. It's not for everyone. I mean, there are days where you would probably invest everything that you have and you don't even have anything left for you to depend on. So if you are someone that you are not used to, I mean, you can imagine. So entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Na. So now we invite 5 questions from the participants. So you raise your hands and then virtually, then you unmute and you ask your questions. 5 questions from participants. Hello.
Hello, Ms. Jennifer. Please, there are some questions in the chat, so if you can read them first.
Okay, right. So the first one is to Miss Teresa from Gayhat Mensa. He wants to know if you do ship goods from Madrid as well.
Okay, so we don't have a personal shipper from Madrid, but if you want any inquiries regards to importing goods from Madrid, we can help you with that. And we have other colleagues that probably have shippers there.
Okay, so secondly, Octa Technologies. Octa Technologies, please, your website, so we can check your services out and read more about you. This is directed to Ms. Na.
Okay, so our website is not working at the moment. We are still, updating it, but we have a page on Instagram. Every information that you want is there, and our contact is also stated in our bio, so you can reach out to us on WhatsApp or through phone calls. I would type it in the chat section so that you can search for us on Instagram.
Okay, so Bright Lumo is asking, with registering the business, are there any costs incurred when it is at a dormant stage?
Yes. Oh, so it's not that expensive. When you register it, I think it will not even be up to, depending on the type of business. For sole proprietor, it's not even up to 300 cedis. And when you have to renew it every year, it's like 35 cedis or so. But it's within that range, so it's not really expensive. Yes.
To engineer from Emmanuel Akinyato to engineer Wiseburn. In your experience, what's the difference between a business that survives a 1 year and one that survives 10?
I think, in my opinion, is the drive. And of course, looking at your people and your strategies. So one can just survive 1 year. Of course, he hasn't planned it very well. You haven't done your research. You haven't looked at your market, and you are not, like Teresa said, you are not solving a problem. But if you're solving a problem, it will definitely go past 1 year, unless in your initial in the initial research, you didn't really define the problem you want to solve very well, and you haven't been able to solve it in the 1 year, then it will collapse. But the one that survived 10 years, like Teresa said, her business has been selling the cars for 1 year. Sky FX, we've been on for 4 years now, and we're still sending money to Ghana. So we are solving a particular problem. Emmanuel is making wonderful bread. We need bread. He's seen the need for healthy bread. So if you look at the gap and you're solving a problem, then you will survive more than 1 year. That's my view on that. Thank you.
And Asamoah Millicent Edichimwa, what mindset is most important during the early stage of entrepreneurship?
I think in the early stage, you just need to be committed and you need to be passionate about it. I think, and not because in the early stages, if you get few problems, cash problems, rejection, and all that. Those things will come, but you shouldn't let those things put you down. You need to really be focused on looking at the bigger picture and looking ahead and staying focused. And of course, I think nowadays we have a lot of apps and technology available. So you need to be able to put a lot of data together, do a lot of projections, look at a lot of numbers, and let that drive what you do to be able to help you forecast and see what's ahead.
Okay, to add something small to it, depending on the part of the world you find yourself, if you are in Africa, please make sure you have buying customers. So focus on getting customers to buy. And you have to also know that at the early stages, failure is more important than success, because you learn more by failing than you will learn by succeeding. Sometimes if you even succeed too early, you become too arrogant, thinking that you are above everyone. But with small failures, you get to learn a lot. Also know that progress is not always visible. I think I've made this statement in my earlier submissions. Progress is not always visible. Sometimes just show up every day, be consistent, show up every day. One day you will meet your biggest investor. One day, just one contract, and you are all over everywhere. Third year, I was in my hostel when Pizza Man and the team came to the hostel. They were looking for sales reps and investors. I didn't invest, I didn't become a sales rep. But today, look at Pizza Man everywhere. These guys were consistent. They kept showing up, and today they've made it. So the mindset is failure is more important than success. Progress is not always visible. Be consistent. Thank you.
And I'll also add up to what has been said. During the early stages, I would advise that you don't solely dwell on, making profits. Be focused on sustaining whatever you've already built. When we started clearing for Ashipa in Japan, the initial goal was not to make profits. We would work for him and not even make anything at all, but we were just trying to sustain what we've already built with him. And in doing that, I think along the line, you would reap what you sowed in the beginning. Yeah, so be more focused on sustaining the business rather than making profit from the beginning. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam. Gay Mensa, how do you validate an idea before investing time and money into it?
Okay. So I'll use a case study. So assuming you want to start a laundry business, you want to see how it moves. What you do is that you look for one laundry in a very busy location. You have time. If you're a young person, you have time, but you don't have money. So you go and sit there, you maybe 4 hours, then you look at how things go. You intentionally send your things there, look at how they render their services. Then you also look at another one in an area with less traffic. Then you look at how things are done. Then you decide that okay, you are going to be a third party. So you go on you have a negotiation with them. Then you will be taking the items, you bring it to them, then you put your commission on it. Through that, you get to know how customers behave and all that. You learn a lot. With that, you reduce your rate of failure, but you will learn. Another thing could be like what we did. We just started straightforward by becoming sales rep for another bakery that were into therapeutic bread. we realized that there was a huge market. So when we're investing a lot of money with our recipes and all that, we were not afraid because we knew that we had already worked with some customers. So I think these are some of the things that you can do. If it is technology too, there's a way and approach you go about it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Taburi Augustus. He says, I'm an undergraduate IT student at the University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani, and I recently had a meeting with Jeff Parker, CEO of Fresh Healthy Cafe, a Canadian healthy food franchise. I'm exploring the possibility of bringing the brand to Ghana, but I'm still new to the food and restaurant industry. What would be the best way for someone in my position to research the market and identify the right local partner, especially when the goal is to introduce healthier food options in Ghana?
I think on the food side, I think I'm a bit inadequate to answer on that. But on the market research, I think you need to. It depends on your level of resource, because there are market research companies in Ghana who could do that for you. That is, it depends on how much you have and how much you have in stock to do that. They can give you very concrete data on the food industry and all that sort of thing. If your budget is not up to that level, you could, like Emmanuel said, you could take up a sample area. You want to maybe take Legon, you go there and set up and watch up the areas and do your own little research. Develop. ChatGPT is a wonderful tool. You go in there, put the questionnaire, the ideas you want to do. It will develop the questionnaire for you, and then you know what data to look for. You come back with your data, and then you can help interpret and analyze it. I think that is the surest way. But if you have funds and if you have a little bit more money, then I will advise that you get a market research agency to do that for you. But if you are not, you don't have that funds, then you may probably do it yourself.
Okay. To add something small, I might be doing a free advert for another business. So Agri Impact, with a subsidiary, Fresh Logistics, they are on KMST campus, and I'm sure they are also on Legon campus. So if you are looking at a healthy food chain or something like that, then they will be a right partner. Though they are bigger body, but they can still, you can, there's a way around it, you can negotiate with them, because the kind of customers that buy from Fresh Logistics and the other subsidiary of Agri Impact are people who are health conscious, and they have the purchasing power, which is very important. Purchasing power. Some people are health conscious, but they don't have the purchasing power to buy, healthy products. And we all know that healthy products are expensive. So you can look at that option. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a compliment here, Mr. Titus. Gay Heart Mensa says, Mr. Titus, your bread is actually nice. Good work.
Thank you very much.
Compliment from there. So there are no questions in the chat box.
Jennifer, please,
None.
there's someone has raised their hands to ask a
Someone
question.
has
But
raised
before
their
that,
hand.
yes, but before that, I just want to confirm, Mr. Charles Ado, please, are you on the call? Mr. Charles
Yes,
Ado.
yes, please, I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Please, Sana, you can go ahead with the question. Oh, it seems the person has put their hands down now. So
Yeah. All right. So thank you very much.
Please, he has put his hand up. Henry Owuse free.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Henry. My question is, I think Miss Teresa said, not everyone.
Hello.
Hello, please. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Now you're audible. Yes, it's better
Okay.
now.
I'm Henry. Okay. And good evening again, and we thank you for your online program. I'm really enjoying it from my side. Miss Teresa said something. She said that it's not everyone that can become an entrepreneur, and I want to know the reason why she said that. And that is all. Thank you.
Okay, Henry, thank you for the question. Yes, I said that earlier. It will surprise you that there are people doing 9 to 5 jobs and they are doing so well than some entrepreneurs. I believe that my co-panelists can attest to that. There are people doing 9 to 5 and they are doing so well. Entrepreneurship comes with a lot of sacrifices, setback, and challenges. And it's not everyone that has the emotional and mental capacity to hold everything together. And people have built businesses, industries, and all of that, and they collapsed. So before you start, like I said earlier, you ask yourself, whatever I intend building, does it have the capacity for growth, expansion, and impact? You ask yourself all of these questions, and then you are able to sit down and then draw out your plan and do whatever you need to do. Because I, for instance, there was a point in my life, in my business, where I wanted to quit and do 9 to 5. After I did my service, I had wanted to go into the corporate world. I wanted to work for someone because entrepreneurship is not as glamorous as people say it. Yes, there's a good side of it, and it's a great initiative, it's a great thing to do. But my dear, trust me, there are people working in oil companies, there are people working in different industries that are making it big time. If your main aim is just to make profit and you ignore the other factors and you feel like if I go into this industry or if I work for this person, I'm going to make so much from it, then why do you bother yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I do understand what you are saying.
Hello?
Hello, I'm listening.
Hello? Yeah. So do you get
We
me?
can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes. So like I said, you can work for someone and you are better off than an entrepreneur, a businessman or woman sitting somewhere. Yeah. It
Can I
depends
add
on
a
what
quick?
is.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I wanted to add something. I think this is a very, very, very powerful question. I like it. But I agree with what Teresa is saying in a way that not everyone can be an entrepreneur. But I remember those days when we learned about entrepreneurship in the school. You are entrepreneur add value. I believe that everyone has the potential to create value. So it's not everyone that can be an entrepreneur, but everybody has the potential to create value. Entrepreneur, they solve problem, they take risk, but there are some people they can never take risk.
Absolutely.
Being disciplined, learning consistently, and staying consistent even when you feel like quitting. So these things are sometimes you need to look at yourself very well. There are people they can never take risk. Every little thing you want to quit. So if you realize that you can't do this, but that is not to say that you can't add value. You can add value. So you might find a different way to do your entrepreneurship, supporting somebody to achieve that. That's what I'll add to what Teresa said.
Okay, thank you very much. I think your answers are very, very good. The reason why I asked this question is you've answered it very well. I think sometimes it boils down to the behavior, the emotional intelligence of someone. Yes, because we are living in a society, how you mingle with people around it. You mentioned some of the traits of a good entrepreneur. So as
Hello.
hello. Oh, sorry. I think I muted myself. I said you answered the question very, very well. And I thank you. The reason why I asked this is because uh, in
Hello. Okay, our time is fast spent, so we'd like to say a big thank you to our panel for sharing such great insights with us, which will help us shape our entrepreneurship journey. And I hand over to the MC for the next session now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Clara Jennifer. And thank you too to all our panelists. We really, really appreciate you. So the next session will be a presentation from Mr. Charles Ofosu-Addo. Mr. Charles Ofosu-Addo is a results-driven professional with over 4 years of experience in strategic management, financial planning, human resource, and marketing, currently serving as a company inspector at the Office of the Registrar of Companies, Sunyani Zonal Office. He leverages his expertise in strategic management, financial planning and analysis, human resource management, and marketing strategy to drive success. Previously, he worked as an HR assistant at Union Oil Company and sales manager at Menthol 5 Supermarket. Charles holds a Master of Public Administration degree from KNUST. Notably, he has led leadership and vision training programs at the University of Education Winneba. With a strong background and expertise, Charles continues to make impactful contributions in his field. Mr. Charles, please, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah.
So, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Talk about the Office of the Registrar of Companies. Talk about our vision, the mission, our core values, and some of the things that we need. And also why you need to register your business as an entrepreneur. Reasons and everything one needs to get a business certificate to operate. So when you talk about ORC, or the Office of the Registrar of Companies, it's being run by the government board with a full financial autonomy and a full control over the use of its internally generated fund. The core functions of ORC as contained in the Companies Act 2019, that's the Act 992. So we talk about the vision of ORC. So our vision is to be a world-class, customer-oriented, innovative business registry for socio-economic development in Ghana. And our mission for ORC is to create an attractive business environment by providing quality registration services for businesses and regulatory guidance to promote business growth and national development. So we also talk about our core values, which is in executing its mission, the ORC has committed to observing the following core values. That's its integrity, service excellence, and innovation, transparency, and professionalism. So I'll talk about some of the things that we do, the businesses that we register. Let's first look at the sole proprietorship, as you all know, as the one-man business, a business which is being run by just an individual, but not a group of people. So this is a business set up by one person with the aim of making profit. So let's have the details on the sole proprietorship, what it entails, and if someone wants to register, the particulars or the things that the person needs to start the registration. So first thing we have to consider is the business name. So a name, every business or every company must have a name, a unique name. So why should someone choose a name? Choosing a name for your business makes you unique. So when someone is coming to your office or your business, they can say, I'm going to Despite group of companies. I'm going to Dansoa Avenue. I'm going to Kwesi Mensa Airbnb. So you get a unique name so that when somebody is coming to your office, or sometimes if you are making adverts for your company or your product, so you advertise with your unique name. So first thing you have to consider is choosing a name for your product or your company. So after that, the next thing you have to do, let us know what you do. So Kwesi Mensa Construction, what do they do? Basically, we know they do with construction works, sale of building materials and everything. So tell us what your business is into. After, we also take your ID card. It can be your national ID as a Ghana card, or it can be your passport. We don't take voters ID card. So either your Ghana card or your passport. After providing the ID card, we take your residential address. So you, the individual registering your business, where do you stay? You give us that information. That'll be your GPS address, your house number, a landmark, anything closer to you that it's easy to identify. Then if you have an office that you are operating from, you also give us the address of the office. I know someone will ask, maybe I'm operating from my home or my house. I don't have an office. Is it possible to register? Yes. So when it comes to issues like that, what you do is you can maintain your residential address as your registered office address. So you can keep the same. And aside that, we take your contact so that in case of any references or anything, we can contact you. Even if you want to make some changes or there's a mistake on your registration, we just call you, then we can do the amendment on it. Then we take your email address. Yeah, so that's all for the sole proprietorship. Then we have the limited liability company. So that one is 2 or more people coming together to form a business with the aim of making profit. So usually it's from 2 to 20 people. Then we take only one as a secretary and let's say 19 as company directors. So with this, we take the ID card of all the directors involved. We take their personal contacts. We take their email address. Then we take their residential address. Aside that, you give us a name for the company, a unique name for the company, but should be a name that is not already registered on our system. So what we do is we protect business name. We don't register business name twice. So let's say we've registered a C-class guest house, someone that they're operating, making their adverts out there. And we also register the same C-class guest out to another person. So we don't do that. We always make sure the name that we are giving to our client, our stakeholders, it's not a name that's already registered. It's not an existing name. So we have to get a unique name for your company. Then aside that, you give us the nature of business. That's what you are into. You are into construction, cleaning services, catering services, restaurants. So what you are doing, we let us know. Aside that, if you have an office that you are operating from, give us the registered office address, then the company contacts and the company email address. But when it comes to the limited liability company, you have to state a capital. So you're operating a pharmacy. How much are you starting the pharmacy with? I'm starting with, let's say, 10,000 Ghana cedis. So every capital that you state, the law says that you should pay 1% of it as a stamp duty to the government. So when it comes to the registration of the limited liability company, the fee is not fixed, because my capital to start up might be different from another person's capital to start up. So any capital that you state, you pay 1% on it as a stamp duty. So the price varies based on the capital that you use. But we have other companies or business. When it comes to the financial companies, like let's say you're operating a bank, their regulatory bodies have a specific amount that they have to state, the capital that they have to state, like $2 million, that you can't do away with this because it's a requirement from the Bank of Ghana. That's their requirement. So if you want to start a bank, you have to state the capital, you can't do away with it. But when it comes to, let's say, general trading, and you are just starting a construction firm, you are just starting a cleaning services restaurant for yourself, that one you can state any capital that you want, as low as 1,000 Ghana cedis, 2,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, that one you also pay the 1% on it as your stamp duty, and you also have shareholders. When it comes to limited liability company, you state who the shareholders are. So the fact that you are a director doesn't mean automatically you should be a shareholder. You can be a director without being a shareholder. Shareholders are the owners of the company. They made the decision, and they have the full control over the company. But the directors and the secretaries, they run the day-to-day affairs of the organization of the company. So I might be a director without being a shareholder. I can also be a shareholder on a company without being a director. And with the same limited liability company, we have the BO. BO, that's the beneficial ownership. So the beneficial owners are the ultimate owners of the company, or an ultimate person who owns and control a company. So for instance, we have ABC Company Limited. We have their directors as Charles Ofosu, Margaret Ansan, and they have their secretary as Abigail. They have their shareholder as Clinton Amponsa. But the BO, that's the ultimate owner, the final owner who has the ultimate control and ownership over the business, might be a different person altogether. So at first, we are not doing this BO thing. See that there's a company who is being controlled and managed by a different person, but they don't have their name on the registration list. When you can go to check on the company profile, you won't see their name, but they are the people who has the ultimate control, ownership, and everything over the company. So now the law says that we have to declare all these people on the registration to know who or the people behind a specific company, or they have the control, ownership over a company. Then we also have the limited by guarantee, which deals with the foundation, associations, it deals with churches. So let's say we've completed a school we are all students of NOSEC senior high school, let's say 1980. Now we want to build a school for we want to build something for our school. So we can come together, we get some people as leaders, then we register NOSEC 1980 group to help this particular school. Then the main purpose is to maybe set up facilities and help the school to progress. So we also have the foundation that people register. Let's say Care Foundation Limited by Guarantee. So the main purpose of this foundation too is to take care of the needy, take care of the widows, take care of the orphans within their community, those who are not going to school. The main purpose of this foundation is to support them. So all these associations, foundation, churches, non-profits making organizations are being registered under limited by guarantee. With that one, it's also a limited, but with that one, we don't state capital since it's a non-profit making organization. The whole idea is not to make profits to spend, but any profits that you make or any money that comes into the organization, it still goes back into the organization to make the progress of it. So you can solicit for fund. People will come in to support, people will come in to sponsor. When they bring the money into the organization, what you have to do is you don't have to take the money and go and spend as your profit. No, when it comes to the limited liability company, the limited by guarantee, any profit or any money that comes into the organization, you still use the money to run the organization. Like you put it inside the organization to see it growing or to see its progress. And we have the external companies that, let's say, we have foreigners who already has a company in the UK. Now they have to extend the same company, same activity into Ghana. So they have to do is they have to give us their registration documents from UK, the members on it, that's the shareholders or the directors on it. Then they have to get a local manager from Ghana who will also be a representative for the organization. Then we take their ID cards, we take their residential address, we take their TIN. Sorry, I didn't talk about the TIN. So when you are registering a business, you also need the tax identification number. We still use it, even though they said our Ghana card is our TIN. But when you come to our office, ORC, we are still using the old system. So our system still require the old TIN, that the P00 something that is being created by GRA office. We still use the TIN. So then we pay a fee of $1,380 for the registration of the external company. And we also have foreign registration, which are being registered for only foreigners. So like our Chinese people in Ghana who are into legal mining, not the Galamsey, but the legal mining, they want to register their mining company. It's possible that we register them, but as a foreign company. With that, you can't state a capital less than $1 million. No, for the Ghanaians, you can state any capital that you want. If you are doing mining and you are Ghanaian, you can state as low as 5,000 Ghana cedis, 10,000 Ghana cedis, then you pay the 1% on it as a stamp duty. But when it comes to the foreign registration, the laws require that you can't state a capital less than $1 million. Then you pay 1% on it as a stamp duty. So usually, these Chinese people and other foreign Lebanese operating in Ghana, so that they will hide behind the company just to do away with the stamp duty instead of paying 160,000, 180,000 to register a company in their name, so that they will be on as the shareholders, have a full control view. They will push everything to a Ghana man to come and register it for them, so that they will be under it operating. That's why the law says that we have to declare all these people as beneficial owners, so that we know that this is a Chinese company, but for them to do away or dodge the tax that they have to pay, that's why they push a Ghana man to do the registration on their behalf and everything. So now the law is declaring all these people and fishing them out. And aside from that, we also have the partnership registration, which from 2 to 20 people can partner. They will come together as partners and do a registration. So with that one, you give us the name of the partnership, what you are into, and the partners involved. So each partner has to provide their ID card. It can be their Ghana card or passport. Then TIN, tax identification number, residential address, and they also give us your contact and email. Also take registered office address for the business. Give us the company contacts. Give us the email address. Then with the partnership, we have something that we call the partnership agreement deed. So we have to prepare a partnership agreement where all the partners will appear in the deed, showing how much percent or power or control they have over the partnership. So let's say 4 people coming together to register a partnership. It's equal percentage, that is 25% each. What are we doing? The main purpose is to start a poultry farm. So first person said, I will take care, I'll bring the land for the poultry farm. The other person said, okay, I'm also good in carpentry works, so I'll make sure I'll do the furniture works and everything for the poultry. And the other person would say, okay, have a vehicle that we can transport the eggs and from one person and one place to another. So that's for the transportation. The other person says, okay, I have the idea that will make this farming progress in a very short period of. So with that, the 4 people will just contribute all the ideas or whatever they are bringing their properties. And you have to state all this in the partnership deed. What are you bringing on board? And the percentage that each person is taking, the power and control that they have on the business. Then we declare everything in the partnership deed. Then we attach it to the forms that we'll fill at the office with. In addition to the ID cards and everything, then we start the registration for you. Let's talk about why you need to register your business. Okay, I'm the one starting my construction works. Why do I have to register? Because if I register, what do I gain? It's my own personal business, so why should I register? Yes, there's a need to register. So as I said, when you do your register your business, there's this unique identity. So your business or your company becomes so unique that your name sells out there. So we have the goodwill for your name. Let's talk about Despite Group of companies. Okay, so Despite can't just come out there and call all his properties or his business Despite Group of companies without consulting the office of the director of companies. So the first thing you have to do is, after getting the idea to start your business, to start operation and everything, the next thing you have to do is get a unique name. What or how will I call my company?
Mr. Justice, you have 5 minutes more.
All right.
Okay.
How will I call my company? So after getting the name, then you go to the nearest office of the registry of companies offices. Then you get your business registered. So one is the unique identity, and the other one too is for contract purposes. Nowadays, before someone will give you a contract or an opportunity to sell your products to them, or even have access to your company or product, they have to make sure your business is being registered. So there should be that trust. Okay, this is a business that's registered that I can trust. In case of any fraudulent or any duplication, you can go to Office of the Registrar of Companies and make reference to get access or to get hold of that particular company. So that's why for contract purposes, before someone will give you a contract, they have to check all your registration documents. Aside that too, you also get access to register, get a business account before you go to the bank to create an account for your business. They are also required for your business certificate. If you don't have the business certificate, there's no way you can create an account for your businesses. And also another thing that I will talk about is for traveling purposes. If you are doing your documentation for traveling and you add your business certificate, or even if your child is traveling and you support with your business documentation, they know that, oh, okay, you are not going to be a burden in their country because you already have an operating or existing company or operating company in your country just for holidays or something. It's make the visa application and everything so easy for you. And it's a lot because of time. I think I can't mention all. So I think I'll end here. If there's any question or anything, I'm ready to answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. And please, if you have any question, you can raise your hand up and I'll call you. Usu, please, you have a question?
Yes, please, I have a question.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, I think there are three, but let me ask the second one. Please, I want to know whether, okay, I want you to explain what is social entrepreneur and how do you register that? And if, yeah, how do the government tax that one? That is the first question. And the second question is, I'm a sole proprietor that want to upgrade to limited liability company. Do I still pay the 1% to the government? And what will be the initial amount that I have to pay? And if that amount is 45, what would be the consequence? So let us keep this last one. I think I will be able to take that one. And thank you.
Okay, Mr. Charles.
All right. I think because of network, I didn't hear the first question very well, but I heard the second one. So let me answer the second one. When you have a sole proprietorship business that you want to upgrade to a limited liability company, yes, it's possible. You can convert from a sole to a limited liability company. And it's the same requirement, as I said, 2 people as directors and 1 person as secretary. So ideally, it takes from 2 to 20 people. So at least get 3 people on board, 2 as directors, 1 as secretary, your ID card, your contact. But when it comes to the conversion, the business name doesn't change, but you can add up to the activity. So let's say you were doing only construction under the sole proprietorship. Now, as you're upgrading to the limited liability, you want to add can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. So when you are upgrading, the business name under the sole proprietorship doesn't change, but your activity, your nature of business, what you are doing, you can add up. So as I said, maybe under the sole proprietorship, we're doing just construction, but upgrading to the limited liability, you want to add cleaning services and other activities to it. It's possible, but you still have to maintain the name on the enterprise or the sole proprietorship. But the price too, you still pay for the normal limited liability price. It doesn't change. That let's say you already have the enterprise or the sole proprietorship. As you're upgrading, there should be a difference in the charges. No, it's still the same. But the only difference is the capital that you state. That's why I said the prices for the limited liability, it varies depending on the capital that the person will state. Yes, but the filing fee as at now is 510 cedis. Then the capital that you state, you pay 1% on it as a stamp duty. You add your auditor's consent letter, then you do the commission of oath. So the auditors, they are external auditors. The reason why we add them or their functioning is to do your annual financial reports for you. When you are doing your annual filings at our office, you have to add your financial reports. So which entails your purchase, your sales, your expenses, and everything. So the external auditors will check all these things for you. They'll prepare financial reports. Then when you are coming to our office to file your returns at the end of the year, you bring that report to us. That's why we appoint an external auditor for the limited liability company. But for the sole proprietorship, we don't appoint any external auditor. Yeah. So the fee doesn't change. You still pay the same amount depending on your capital.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
The first question is, what is social entrepreneurship and how do you set one up, and how does the government have?
This is your question again?
Henry, we can't hear you clearly.
What is social entrepreneurship? That is the first part. The second part is, how do you set one up? The last one is, how does the government tax social entrepreneurs? Did you hear me?
Hello?
I can hear you, but can't you hear me?
Yeah,
Yours is clear, but I don't know whether mine is.
All right. So I think I can hear you now.
Okay.
I can
So the
hear you now.
question
Please.
is,
Uh-huh.
the question is,
Yeah.
what is social entrepreneurship?
Okay.
And how do you set one up? And how does the government tax it?
All right. So with the social entrepreneurship, what they do is they use business strategies to address social and environmental problems. So their main focus is on creating social values and creating permanent impact rather than just profit. So with this, the tax, I can't say more about it because taxes is for the GRA, the Ghana Revenue. They are in charge of the taxes, but I don't know much about how they tax the social entrepreneurship. But as we are still on this platform, I have a friend there. I'll ask about it, God willing, Monday. Anytime I have the opportunities to address an issue like this, I'll talk about it, about the taxes and everything for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Thank you so much. Octa Technologies, you can ask your question.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. My name is Harrison. So I wanted to ask about the business conversion again. Let's see, I'm registered as a sole proprietor and then I'm doing the conversion to limited by liability. We are trying to actually do one and then we reach out to someone and then they are doing it for us. They took us like 2,500 and then he said in 2 weeks. It's been 2 months now, and then every day it's either he says his boss is sick, his boss is not at the office, and then he's always giving us excuses, and then he's saying that unless we pay an extra 1,000 cedis to speed up the process. So I just want to use this platform to communicate like the problems we are facing, because at this point I've even given up on the whole registration process, either to take my money back and then be operating as just the sole proprietor. So I want to ask if there is a way you can help me like get those things done. We've provided the directors and all the information he needs, but he's always tossing us.
All right. There's one thing we are trying to avoid in our office. There's this we call I don't know the person you sent the money and the information to, if the person is a staff or not. But we have this middleman that I already know. Sometimes they will just present to you that they work at the office of the ratio of companies. They can assist. They will come and take the money and your details and everything. They won't even present it at the office at all. Take your money and they'll just spend the money. From there, they'll be giving you stories and everything. So all the time we advise that try and visit any nearby office, or before you send money to anyone for registration, make sure the person works at the office of the Registrar of Companies to avoid all these things. But it's not an issue. I'll be very happy if I can get the name of your business. Then, God willing, Monday when I go to the office, I'll check how far the registration has gotten to. If I can help in any way, I'll just do that and get it done. And besides, the price that the person took to is too much. She didn't pay for that one. I don't know the cost that you stated, but 2,500 is too much for a conversion.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Please,
how do I
Mr.
reach out by sending the business name?
I don't know if it's permitted to give out a contact. I don't know if it's permitted on the platform. But I'll just do that. Maybe you just WhatsApp the name to me. I'll check for it.
Please, you can do that. Or I don't know if you're active on LinkedIn, so he texts you on LinkedIn.
Okay, let me just give it out. Maybe other people too would like to also contact for their problems to be solved. So it's 0548.
0548.
Yes, 08.
08.
36. 86. So 0548 08 3686. Yes, that's my only console. WhatsApp, call. You can call anytime. You can WhatsApp me. Normal text message. Anything, I'll just respond to your text and see how best I can help you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Charles. And thank you for your presentation as well. We are far behind time. Gayhart Mensa, I see your questions, but thankfully enough, Mr. Charles has left his number in the chat. So kindly DM him with your questions and then he will answer. Thank you all so much for joining this evening's webinar. Just a few announcements for us. So the NST program is having its graduation tomorrow. And also they are beginning their 6th cohort on 6th December. So you can register for any of the programs. And then, yes, you can see them on the screen, industry-related master industry relevance programs. So you can join and get a skill for yourself. I'd like to call Henry to give us the closing prayer.
Okay, please let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you today. Thank you for the nice time that we spent together. We thank you for the insight that has been given to us. We pray in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ that whatever we learn today, Father, let it stay in our minds. Help us practice it. Help us when it comes to difficult situations, remember us and help us use it so that we become wise people in everything that we do. Thank you that you've been with us, that you continue to be with us. In Jesus Christ's name that we pray. Unto you, our Heavenly Father. Amen.
Amen. Thank you all so much for joining. I see someone is asking in the chat if we can get the recorded version. Please, you can go to our YouTube and watch the whole program again anytime you want. Thank you all so much for joining. Please have a good evening and take care of yourselves. Yes, you're welcome. Bye.
For he has triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider, he has thrown into the sea. The Lord is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation. He is my God, and I will praise him. My father's God, and I will exalt him. The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. Various chariots on his army he has cast into the sea. His chosen captives also have drowned in the Red Sea. The depths have covered them. They sank to the bottom like a stone. Your right hand, oh Lord, has become glorious in power. Your right hand, oh Lord, has touched the enemy in pieces. And in the greatness of your excellence, you have overthrown those who rose against you. You sent forth your wrath. It consumed them like stubble. And with the blast of your nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The flood stood upright like a heap. The depths congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My desire shall be satisfied on them. I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. You blew with your wind, the sea covered them. They sank like lead in the mighty waters. Who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? I said, who is like my God? Search the depths of who you are. No eyes have seen it. You are worthy. Say it to Matthias. Search the depths of who you are. No eye. You are worthy. Lift your hands, everybody. Shout, set your way. No words can carry. Who is like you? Who is like you? Say it for the last time. My God, the way. There are questions we'll never find answers. This is one of them. No words can carry the weight of matter. One more time. it one more time.